Hi, my name is Lailah Nolen, and for this group project about the country Bosnia, we're going to be talking about Sef Exec, who is a little hidden gem that comes from a very small country. In fact, a lot of the most talented and famous people that we know, for example, I'm gonna use Scottie Pippen, um, come from little known places. For example, Scottie Pippen, he is from Arkansas, and not just from any town in Arkansas, a little town called Hamburg, Arkansas, which is, I want to say, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not good at geography. It's about 30 minutes to an hour away from Monroe, Louisiana, and he is one of the greatest basketball players that has ever played in the NBA. So the same thing can be said for Seth Exec, with him being an artist. He's from a very little known country, but he has done and created many several incredible pieces of artwork and everything else. So here is a little background information on Bosnia. Bosnia is a south eastern country in Europe, and here it is located on the map. And as I said before, some very famous artists have come from Bosnia, such as Seb, exactly who we are talking about here today, as well as Merced Berber, who is also considered one of the greatest graphic artists that come out of Bosnia. And unfortunately, we are not going to be talking about him today because he has unfortunately passed on a few years back. So we're focusing on Mr. Sefik. So here is a picture of him, and this is actually a picture of one of his artworks. It's called The Allegory of Fate. It's a very, very beautiful piece of art. Personally, now I'm looking at it up closely. I've looked at this picture several times and looking it up closely, and now it looks very, very. I can see the detail and the beautiful and the story that comes from it. That you can crack from it. It's very, very beautiful. So here's a little bit of background information on him. He was born on December 5th in 1943 in Rogac, Bosnia, and later on his family moved to Sarajevo, excuse me for the mispronunciation, due to the Bosnian War that was going on. That's pretty much went on for to my knowledge, his entire life. And then he later attended the School of Applied Arts and from there on, he continued his education at the Academy of Fine Arts, and then he later on graduated in from there in 1969. And later on in his life, he did have to move to Italy due to the war, and that's where he currently resides to this day. Um, yeah. And here's a little art background and some of the and some a little mention of the awards he has won. He's always had a love for art, and at the age of 12, Mr. Zach decided to dedicate himself to painting and drawing, and this is another one of his beautiful paintings. It's called My Sister's Room, and he went on to become an exponent of a recent art style called poetic realism. And through there, you can kind of like, from a painting, you can craft a poetic story from it, basically, from what I've gathered from doing research on it. You can craft an amazing story from a realistic drawing. It can be the most beautiful story you could come up with. He has won over 20 awards for his art. The most recent one was the Order of Arts and Literature of France in 2007. And to this day, his works are very, very important to the European international galleries. And even to this day, they're still his artworks are now being sold. They're at many exhibits within Europe and everything else. Now, there isn't really much known about Mr. Zedbig. However, I do feel like he's very important just because of the fact that if when you have a hidden gem in a very little known place, if that talent is nurtured and educated upon, it can be one of the greatest things ever that we have. Um, within the world that, and unfortunately, due to the unknownness of where they come from, we might not ever get to know them. However, they are important. They are very important. We might not know them as people, but however, and many times we've seen their work or something that had influence on, and we just didn't realize who it was. So that is it for the art section. I hope you all have a great day and thank you for listening.